Hey Canucks fans, the Canucks were back at practice today in preparation for their game tomorrow night against the Stanley Cup champions St. Louis Blues. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram, I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Monday, November the 4th. And I'll get to all the personnel news out of practice in a second, but as I've been posting about how well the Canucks have been doing, we know that they're 9-3-2. That's good for 20 points already in only 14 games. And a lot have been made about their goal differential of plus 19. I think it's second in the league right now. And plus 19 is really good over 14 games. Obviously, that means they're outscoring their opponents by more than a goal per game. And then I broke it down a little bit, and I looked at their average goals per game. It's at 3.6, which is third best in the entire NHL. That's outstanding. 3.6 goals a game, and they're only allowing 2.3 goals a game, and that is tied for fourth best. So they're third best in goals for. They're fourth best in goals against. 3.6 minus 2.3, that makes 1.3 times that by 14 games. Surprise, surprise, that's 18 and a bit. The answer is 18 goals. So that makes a lot of sense, right? Intuitively, if you're scoring 3.6 goals a game, you're allowing 2.3 goals a game. The difference is 1.3 times by 14 games. There's your 18 or 19 goal differential. So all to say, obviously the Canucks are getting timely offense from a lot of their players, especially their core four and plus JT Miller. So let's call it the Fab Five. And then they're obviously playing really good defense. The top six has been good, and Thatcher Demko in particular, and Jacob Markstrom, both of them have played lights out to start the season. So a great start to the season, and hopefully that continues as the Canucks. It's weird. They have a one-game homestand. They host St. Louis tomorrow, and then they go on the road for two against Chicago and Winnipeg, then back to host New Jersey on the weekend. So will we see a rematch of Hughes versus Hughes? We'll see. So let's get right into some lineup, some lineup notes from today's practice. How they lined up was this. They went Pettersson, Miller, and Besser. Then they had Horvat, Pearson, and Gaudette on the second line. So that's Horvat, Pearson, Gaudette. Third line was Sutter, Levo, Vertanen. Fourth line was Beagle, Schaller, and Eriksson, with Sven Baertschi rotating in for Tim Schaller. And then on D, they had Edler and Myers. They had Ben with Tanev. They had Fantenberg with Stetcher, and then Sottner coming in for Fantenberg. So let's break all those down right now. So there's a lot of news, and there's a lot of guys I didn't mention, i.e. Tyler Motte, Michael Ferland, Antoine Roussel, and Quinn Hughes. So let's start on the blue line. Quinn Hughes, obviously the biggest story. We're going to feel his absence the most, although the Canucks did well without him, obviously, on Saturday night. So this is what the deal with Quinn Hughes is. He's still day-to-day. He did not practice with the main team today, but he did skate on his own prior. And there is a chance, according to Coach Green, that he does play tomorrow against St. Louis. So again, Quinn Hughes, day-to-day, with his bruised knee, but a chance that he plays tomorrow. I would not be surprised if he doesn't play tomorrow. They give him a couple more days to rest or to skate on his own, and then have him ready for the road trip. But we'll find out tomorrow. Obviously, we want him to be healthy, but we also want him in the lineup as well. And you're always balancing those two things. So Quinn Hughes, like I said, a possibility for tomorrow night. The other defense news is Ashton Sottner suffered that late hit from Brendan Dillon in the San Jose game. Dillon was not suspended, and Sottner was back at practice today, did not have a concussion, and was able to skate today. So admittedly skating as the extra defenseman, but it's great to see him back at practice just 2 days after suffering that big hit. Scary hit, right? He got hit, and then it looked like he hit the front of his face on the ice. So good to see Sottner back. But, without Quinn Hughes, he's our seventh defenseman. With Quinn Hughes, he's our eighth defenseman. So, you want to, Oscar Fantenberg, you just called him back, and he was signed to be our seventh D-man. And with Quinn Hughes out, if he's out, you expect Fantenberg to play. So if Hughes is out, look for how they lined up at practice day to be the pairings tomorrow night. Myers, Edler, Ben Tanev, Fantenberg, and Stetcher. If Hughes comes in, then you go back, you put him back with Tanev, and then Ben drops down to play with Stetcher, and then that bumps Fantenberg also to the press box. So we shall see tomorrow. Up front, kind of interesting. So Antoine Roussel skated before practice on his own. So he hasn't joined the big group yet, but if he's skating on his own, that means he's probably weeks away as opposed to months away. And that's kind of what they targeted anyways, before Christmas. So maybe it's going to happen by the end of November. So that's Antoine Roussel still in the IR. Tyler Motte is going to be out for at least another 4 weeks, so I'm not sure what his injury is. Someone correct me. I can't remember what it is. I forgot to look it up before I pressed record here. But Tyler Motte, that's another month away, so that's going to be a long-term IR spot, of course. Michael Ferland not skating, still in concussion protocol, very scary. I actually was going to do a video on concussions and my own experience with concussion. I might save that for a day where there's a little less news, but obviously we hope and pray for a speedy recovery for Michael Ferland, and I wanted to see him get back healthy and be a real force for us. So I don't buy into this that he was damaged goods when we bought him, or that we should have known better. I think with concussions especially, you just never know. He could have gone through the whole season unscathed, or unfortunately it was his first fight that brought the concussion back, or at least caused some symptoms. So we hope that he comes back. So that's Roussel, Motte, Ferland, and then the extra defenseman, or the extra forward, I should say. Right now, it'll be interesting to see if Sven Baertschi gets in. Actually, Jake Virtanen almost joined that list of injured players, and apparently he suffered a bit of a leg injury, crashing the boards during practice. Seemed to be favoring a little bit, but I've heard from multiple sources, people on Twitter, same people that you guys read, that he finished the practice and he should be okay. Hopefully we don't hear anything bad. So if that's the case, it looks like it's either going to be Tim Schaller or Sven Baertschi playing on that fourth line with Beagle and Eriksson. Again, that's only if they play how they practice, but Travis Green has shown the penchant to do so. A little bit surprising. With Sven Baertschi, you think you put him in the top six, right? Or at least the middle six, second or third line. I don't see him as an effective fourth line player, or at least intuitively, that's not the way you think he'd play. But maybe the Canucks are trying to get away from this stereotypical fourth line is only a bunch of muckers and checkers. Same with the third line a little bit. So maybe he will, playing with two veterans, it will be a good welcome back. I don't think he has to play with veterans. I think he's fine playing with whoever. But it looks like at least that he'll if he does slot in, he'll be on the fourth line for Tim Schaller. But that's according to today's practice. Who knows, if Jake Virtanen's hurt, then you have to reshuffle a little bit. Do you put Baertschi on that third line with Sutter and Levo, or do you drop Gaudette or Pearson down and then put the Sven Baertschi way up to the second line, which I think he should play, because he's had chemistry with Bo Horvat before. So a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to consider, but really we have all these guys up here, and because some are on the IR, now we have more than 21 skaters up here. They're not all healthy, right? You have the 18 guys that look like will start. Then there's an extra in Baertschi right now. And then there's Motte, and there's Roussel and Ferland, who are all injured. And then on the back end, you have Quinn Hughes waiting to come back, hopefully soon. And then that will affect, of course, Fantenberg and Sottner. So there's a lot of flux right now with the roster. And it's surprising that the Canucks have done so well, being so steady, getting off to that 9-3-2 record, where the injuries haven't really affected them too badly. You see a difference obviously on the first power play unit without Quinn Hughes there, but it's not like the Canucks have folded up their tent and gone home, so to speak. So the true test will be in November. A lot tougher schedule, more games, more games on the road, playing against tougher teams. So we will see where they wind up in a couple of weeks. But right now they're in second place in the Pacific Division, and 1 point back on Edmonton. And if Edmonton loses today, they play tonight. And it was Taj 1944 on Twitter who pointed this out to me. If Edmonton loses today, then tomorrow night, Vancouver Canucks, St. Louis Blues at Rogers Arena will be for first overall in the Western Conference, because St. Louis has 21 points as well, I believe, along with Edmonton, and Vancouver has 20. So again, if Edmonton loses tonight, tomorrow night's game between Vancouver and St. Louis will be a game for first overall in the Western Conference. Pretty cool. Pretty exciting to have that kind of matchup. Alas, I will not be going. Tuesday night is my bowling night. So I have to stay committed to my team, my bowling team, that is. But, I sold my tickets to a good friend of mine who'll be going to the game. It's a 70s era night, so the first of 5 decade era celebrations in this 50th season. And I can say to you, I can confirm that our latest parody collaboration, our latest song that I worked on with my good friend Marie Huey and my brother Jason, the three of us put together a song. I can't say what it is right now, but if you're at the game, make sure that you're sitting a couple minutes before the face-off, opening face-off, as the Canucks will be playing this video tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to hearing feedback from anyone who sees it. I'll give you a hint. You won't see me, Marie, or Jason. Well, you're probably thankful it's not me or Jason, but you won't, unfortunately, won't see the very beautiful Marie Huey on the screen. But it is our voices, mostly her voice, of course, and it is our writing and it is our production that the Canucks have put together for one of the videos that goes along with their 70s era theme night. And I'll give you one hint. We had to use 8 or 9 Canucks players in this video, and we had a bunch of fun making it. I think that's pretty obvious. If we use 8 or 9 Canucks and we had a bunch of fun, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But let me know. If you're at the game, send me some footage or send me a tweet. Let me know that you saw it, that you heard it, and let me know what you think. And I'm still waiting to hear if the Canucks are actually going to share the video out on their social media channels. I hope so, but we'll see. And if not, I'll find a way to get the product out to you. So that's it for now. I'd love to read your comments below, Canucks fans. Talk about these lineup changes. Talk about all this flux in the roster. Is it a good thing that we have depth? Are you worried about the injuries, especially to Hughes? Sounds like he's coming back, but are you worried about Ferland? What do you expect about Antoine? Roussel comes back? You got to make another roster move. Does Sven Baertschi get in the lineup? You know, so many things to talk about. Of course, you're happy about Ashton Sautner, at least I am. So a lot of players up here, a lot of players to talk about, and those I talked about 5 or 6 guys that aren't even expected to play tomorrow. Once all those guys get healthy, then Canucks will be faced with even more roster moves. But I'd rather have more depth and have to make decisions than calling up some career farm guys from the league and hoping that they plug some holes just while other guys get healthy. So we're long past those days, and I think it's a great thing. All right, Canucks fans, let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Enjoy the day. Have a great day. God bless. Go Canucks, go.